You tell yourself you're being logical. You say you're thinking clearly, making good decisions, avoiding chaos. But deep down, you're not being rational, you're being careful. You're trying not to feel too much, because emotion is messy, it's wild, it doesn't follow a chart, it doesn't ask for permission, and somewhere along the way you learned that feelings get you hurt. So you learned to think, to explain everything, to label it, to cage it. You built an entire identity around being the one who always stays calm, who always sees both sides, who never lets it get to them. But here's the thing. That voice in your head, the one narrating everything, isn't as smart as you think. It's not objective. It's not neutral. It's scared. And its job is to keep you safe. Even if that means hiding the truth from you. Even if that means telling you that you're being rational, while it quietly avoids anything that might open you up. Anything that might make you vulnerable. Because vulnerability feels like weakness. And weakness feels like death. So you stay in your head, you keep solving, you keep analyzing, you keep building that cage. But cages don't protect, they trap. You don't need to stop thinking. You need to ask who's doing the thinking. Is it fear? Is it shame? Is it the part of you that once cried and no one came? Because that part of you is still trying to keep you alive. It learned that if you feel too much, you break. So now, it whispers logic. It whispers numbers. It whispers facts. But the facts aren't neutral when they're chosen by fear. And the logic isn't clear when it's built on the foundation of wounds you've never looked at. You are not a computer. You are not a calculator. You are a storm of blood and memory and hope. And no equation can hold the weight of what you've carried. So maybe the most rational thing you can do is finally let yourself feel. Let yourself ache. Let yourself be confused. Let yourself not have the answer. Because feelings don't make you weak. They make you real. You don't have to abandon your mind. You just have to stop worshiping it. Your mind is a tool, not a god. It serves the truth, but it isn't the truth. And truth can't always be measured. Truth is the lump in your throat you can't explain. Truth is crying when you thought you were numb. Truth is the moment you stop trying to make sense of it and finally feel it. Real clarity doesn't come from logic. It comes from alignment. When what you think, and what you feel, and what you are, all sit quietly together. Not solving, just breathing. That's the moment the cage starts to bend. That's the moment you stop running in circles and finally pause. And you realize rationality wasn't wrong. It just wasn't enough. It wasn't meant to rule you. It was meant to serve you, to help you carry the weight, not to pretend it isn't there. And maybe it's time to stop being so reasonable. Maybe it's time to be honest. Because your pain isn't a problem to solve. Your confusion isn't a flaw in your code. It's just the human in you, knocking on the walls you built, asking to be let back in. Subscribe if you're ready to start living on your own terms.